Hello everyone, brothers and sisters. I am recording this video on my behalf. Trezor Mukananseka. I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I am a public figure, an oppositionist, and also a member of the country's military intelligence. I have a short message from our anti-globalist movement, from people who disagree, who oppose the imposition of a dictatorship by multi-billionaires, the powers that be. We are against the use of nuclear weapons, against suffering and mass displacement of people. For example, in my country, the Democratic Republic of Congo, we are under pressure. We have frequent uprisings supported by malevolent forces. Hostile to humanity managers are united to destroy our world, to impose their system, their policy, their anti-human philosophy and information. Therefore, in turn, as a person, as an African, a citizen of Congo, I am against their imposed system. I am against unleashing wars and using nuclear weapons, against their black policy and the imposition of dictatorship.
Nous tenons à informer aussi à la communauté internationale, l'Union européenne.
We consider it important to declare to the entire international community, the European Union, the WHO, that we are against their system and we will not tolerate it. Therefore, we unite together and declare, as inhabitants of this planet, we have human rights, and we must respect them, respect people, respect nature. And once again, in conclusion, I repeat that we are against the globalist, anti-human system, against the imposition of their rules. Thank you all. I make this statement on my own behalf. Trezor Mukananseka from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a teacher of management and trade, an oppositionist, a researcher, and also involved in the field of intelligence and security. Thank you again.
Today is a difficult day. People all over the planet are uniting in one action. No to nuclear explosion. No to nuclear war. Every day we can hear somebody threatening to use nuclear weapons. We, people of Russia, absolutely against nuclear war. We want peace. I am against any nuclear attacks. I want any conflict to be solved peacefully. I want to live in peaceful society. I consider that to be the best way. We, people of Russia, against any nuclear attacks by any side. I am against nuclear war with nuclear weapons usage. Nuclear war is a war with no winner. I am against nuclear war. As a peaceful citizen, I am against nuclear war, against nuclear weapons of destruction. It is to be abolished completely. May life triumph on our planet. May children grow up in peace and joy. May all those who are carrying out deadly plans leave our planet. I want peace to the world. No nuclear weapons usage. We, people of all countries, declare protest against all wars, against the use of nuclear weapons. Presidents of many countries are participating in unleashing of a nuclear war, just as the president of two countries where I was born and lived and where I live now, Russia and Germany. People have nothing to share. We all want to communicate and so work to be friends. I express my will and say, peace to the world. May all wars vanish in darkness.
Hello, my name is Philip Bod. I am a Pole born in Poland. I want to express my disagreement with the use of nuclear war, my disagreement with the Third World War, nuclear war. Here in Poland, our media, our government are inciting war. They want us to agree with it. However, me along with many my fellow citizens do not agree with that. Thank you very much for your attention.
My name is Agnieszka. I live in Poland. I want to express my resistance to nuclear war. Thank you.
My name is Mariusz Monkosa. I am from Poland. I am against war, any war, against nuclear war. We do not need any war.
Hello, I'm from Germany. I am in favor of the immediate abolition of nuclear weapons and the end of all wars. I guess they deliberately incite hate and disagreements in many countries to fuel wars and enmity between nations. And we, the peoples, don't want wars, do we? It's inconceivable that wars are waged without our consent, although paid for from taxes. Tragically, so many people die in these wars. I want us to hold hands all together and finally realize who is really responsible for the wars and injustices that take place in our world.
Здравствуйте всем,
Greetings
кто
to all
услышит
who will
и
see and
увидит
hear this message.
это сообщение. Меня зовут Эрик.
My name is
Я
Eric.
гражданин Франции, родившийся
I am a citizen of
в
France,
России,
born in
в
Russia,
Москве,
in Moscow.
точно. Вот. И хотел сказать,
I am
что
against
я
the use of
против
nuclear weapons and
использования
against the Third
ядерного
World War.
оружия и против Третьей мировой войны.
Guys, let's live in
Ребята,
peace.
давайте жить дружно. Спасибо.
Thank you. My name is Redek. I am a Pole and I express my opposition to nuclear war.
28 сентября отмечался День работников атомной отрасли.
September 28th was the Day of Nuclear Industry Workers. I have been working in this industry for over 30 years, and I understand firsthand, by experience, what it means to work with radioactive hazardous elements. But today the situation requires urgent intervention of a large number of people, those who think and understand what could happen if a real threat of nuclear war is realized. When I was young, older comrades often held political information sessions. We were interested in what was happening in the world. We understood the responsibility placed on every citizen of the then Soviet Union. But now I am often convinced that people react less to this, do not understand their responsibility. However, today everything happening in the world really depends on everyone. And it is up to people to intervene in the situation and prevent the nuclear war threat. It takes people's will and consciousness to stop any escalation, any statement of governmental officials who push nuclear weapons usage. We have no other way. I believe that with our combined efforts, we will definitely be able to achieve this. We just cannot remain silent about this now. We must talk, must express our opinions, because as the masters of the earth, we must be responsible for its safety, the future, for our children. There is no other way. I am against the nuclear threat. I am against the manipulation of consciousness. I am against the fact that this bunch of money-hungry people are trying to manipulate our consciousness. Is the threat of using nuclear weapons real? I think so. The world has been shaken by numerous wars in recent decades, and we see how cruelly civilians were exterminated, children were exterminated, cities were destroyed. There are many examples of this. Therefore, I conclude that the use of nuclear weapons is quite possible. After all, a small group of people has obviously protected themselves, while we, ordinary people, do not have means of real protection. Therefore, let us together, in unison, defend our people, defend our land, our future from these threats. Let us stop all the manipulations that they are doing. Good day to you.
Thank you.